Choking. Quick, does anybody know CPR? Anyone? Well, do you know CPR? If ever in a situation where there is an emergency and someone needed CPR, could you do it? Some could use the excuse, well, I'm sure that will never happen to me, or I'm pretty sure that somebody else can jump in and save the day, and it's not going to be me. Well, then let me ask you a question. What if the roles were reversed? What if you were that individual that was choking and needed to be resuscitated? Wouldn't you want someone to do the procedure on you that would save your life? I believe so. Now, according to a website called CPR Certification Online, effective CPR provided by a bystander immediately will help increase in the chances of survival of a cardiac arrest victim. The main objectives to focus on is the knowledge that the person performing the CPR has the efficiency to act quick and jump in, and the education in the procedure of saving another life. From here, we will go into the importance of why each one can be critical. For an individual who just suffered a heart attack, their survival rate can drastically increase if a bystander who is trained in CPR performs immediately. Based off statistics found online from the American Heart Association, only 32% of cardiac arrest victims get CPR from a bystander. Sadly, less than 8% of people who suffer cardiac arrest outside the hospital survive. CPR should be considered of general knowledge to the public, and educating people on what to do in emergency situations that require CPR to save a life can be beneficial to someone else's survival. And here I've pulled up a website from the American Academy of CPR and First Aid, and it just goes through some of those statistics of why a bystander that knows CPR jumping in can greatly increase someone's survival rate versus someone that doesn't get CPR prior to maybe first aid or emergency techs getting to them can have irreversible damage or also lead to death. The power of education is key in knowing what to do in such situations. And knowing the steps to a procedure such as CPR could be an intervention to losing a life. Other than meeting a requirement for a job or a class, many people wouldn't think about the need to become certified and how it would benefit their personal life. They're just not in the realm of reality thinking, well, it's never going to happen to me, or there's going to be somebody else that can jump in and save. Until a situation arises, and then it may be too late. Attending a class, seminar, or just visiting some helpful sites online can inform you on not only what to do in an emergency, but keep you up to date on any revisions. Being up to date and referencing the information may help it stick. One helpful site you can find online is learncpr.org. And here you will get information on not only the procedure, but fun facts and quizzes. According to their site, you can learn CPR in 3 easy steps, and it's a free online guide and source. And I have pulled up that site here. And here it goes through the different steps that you may have to take if you're performing CPR on an adult, on a child, even goes over other extensive procedures, maybe like the Hines maneuver. But here you can also find quizzes and bits of information that will keep you fresh and up to date on what to do. Now, given all these points that have been laid out, it's pretty convincing evidence of why it can be critical to save somebody else's life. Having the knowledge to know how to save a life if the time ever comes. The information is out there and it's easily obtainable. You can even set a goal if you choose. Know that in the end of learning the skills and gaining the certification will be worth it. There are different links to certification and when they expire. Some could be from a year or 2 years, but in the expiration date, it also requires you to refresh, because there can be revisions that can be made, or new or different techniques that may aid in faster resuscitation. Knowing this intervention can dramatically improve somebody's survival rate. If you just think about it, you may need this to save someone other than a stranger. It could be your child, it could be your mother, it could be a dear friend. And in that situation, I know personally, I may not be a EMS person or a practicing nurse per se, but just knowing that knowledge and knowing what to do, or even being able to assist somebody, can be beneficial to somebody else's life, and I hope somebody else can be there to do that if the need arises for me. If I need CPR performed on me. So become aware, get educated, and be ready to save a life if you need to. Thank you.